What happened to men paying bills for free? Like, what happened to that? Why don't y'all pay bills for free no more? Like, why can't y'all be like y'all grandpa or y'all great-grandfather? Remember back in the day where men used to, like, cherish the women and pay everything? Nowadays, and it's not going for none of that. Men do not pay bills no more. Like, what happened to that?
Bro, I'm not gonna fucking make it in this fucking world because, like, tell me why I just went to fucking Kroger's and got groceries. I just got paid today. My last fucking paycheck. And I spent $73 fucking dollars on popcorn, crackers, Cheez-Its, milk, ranch dressing, tomatoes. Just basic shit, man. Like, a box of fucking Cheez-Its and a box of fucking crackers was $5 a fucking piece. The ranch dressing was fucking $5. The tomatoes were $4. Like, the milk is $7 a gallon and my kid drinks 3 gallons a week. That's $20 fucking dollars. Like, how the fuck did I barely get any goddamn food and it's $73 fucking dollars? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
I'm not buying a sob story. Look at the shopping list. Popcorn, crackers, Cheez-Its, and ranch. Those are convenient snacks, not basic necessities. When money gets tight, the first step should be taking a hard look at spending habits instead of blaming everything else. Financial responsibility starts with prioritizing needs over wants, making a realistic budget, and adjusting expenses to fit your income.
So, like, I fear men today don't want to be the providers. They don't want to do this. That's the whole problem. Because it's like, I feel like a man should be doing this. And when you bring that up to men, they get very upset. And they're like, you're after my money. And it's like, I'm really not. I have multiple jobs. But like, I do feel as a man, you should be bringing that to the table. So the problem is men just don't want to do this today. They don't want to provide a nice life for a woman. They feel like they don't have to. So then people like me, I'm working multiple jobs and I don't have time for men. I don't have time for that because then they get like, you don't have time for me. You don't care to my needs. Are you paying a bill? Are you helping? I didn't think so.
I'm not after your money, but you need to provide me with a great lifestyle. Which is it? You can't claim complete independence and then expect one person to carry the financial burden of a relationship. A healthy partnership requires both people to contribute in meaningful ways, whether that's financially, emotionally, or through shared effort. More people are questioning one-sided expectations and choosing relationships built on mutual responsibility instead of unequal obligations.
Can somebody explain to me why it is so hard to go to a sports bar to find actual seating to possibly meet a man who's going to buy me a drink? Let me know. My friend and I have gone to 3 different bars. Let me know why it's so difficult. At this point, should I go home?
Absolutely, you should go home. Because you and your friends didn't go to the bar with genuine intentions of meeting a man. Y'all went to the bar to get free drinks and free attention. That's what you went to the bar for. See, but here's what tends to happen. A lot of times when you ladies go out, you have that main character syndrome. So you think that every guy in the bar is attracted to you, not knowing that maybe you're just not their type. But your ego won't allow you to actually self-reflect and think of it from that perspective. So what most of y'all will do is call man sassy, gay, all the bullshit coping mechanism that y'all will use so you can feel better about yourself. There's so many videos out of women telling men to leave them alone. Men are creeps. They shouldn't approach them. Y'all are not interested. But don't be surprised when you get to a point where men feel like, hey, I'm not going to approach these ladies because I don't want them to label me a creep, or I don't want to give them free shit. Because a lot of you ladies these days use men for free attention, free drinks, and free meals. And most of these men are starting to realize that's all y'all want. So instead of them going out and spending their money on you, they say, hey, I'm gonna sit back and see which one of these ladies are actually interested in me as a person. And then they can invest in you.
For years, people tried to shame men who didn't want to spend their hard-earned money on expensive dates or nights out. But those tactics don't carry the same weight anymore. More guys are choosing to be intentional with their finances, enjoying their own company, and spending money where they believe it adds value. If someone wants a night out, they can pay their own way. The expectation that one person should automatically cover everything simply because of traditional dating norms is being questioned more than ever.
So I might regret this later, but is anyone else in this stage in their life where they're like, fuck being independent, fuck being single, sign me up for a motherfucking husband that can financially support me while I pursue my side gigs? So long story short, I got laid off and now I do 4 different part-time jobs that I've realized are way more fulfilling than what I ever used to do in corporate America. However, what is holding me back from really pursuing these part-time jobs is things like financial stability and having things like health insurance and a 401k and PTO. And I think all the time how I'm like, wow, if I just had a husband that I could jump on their health insurance, or maybe they could help financially support me right now while I pursue these side gigs, that would just be so freaking helpful. But being this independent woman I am, that's just impossible and makes pursuing these side gigs so much harder and risky. And it just feels like impossible to be like, I'll probably never be able to make enough money in my side gigs to be able to afford contributing to my 401k, getting health insurance from it. Like, and I'm just like, how are these people doing it? Like, unless you really like hit it big, I'm never going to be able to afford like working these side gigs. And so I'm just like at this crossroads where I feel like I need to get back into corporate America. So I have all these benefits that come with a corporate job, but I feel so much more fulfilled in these side gigs but it's like I'm not making enough money to like just go all in. Like, I don't know what to do. And I just really, is it too much to ask to have someone here to support me? Like, that sounds so nice. Like, I don't want to be independent anymore. I don't want to be single. I want someone to support me emotionally and financially. Like, I know that sounds awful, but like, that sounds really nice right now.
I have to laugh at the contradiction here. The message is all about independence. Right up until the conversation turns to someone else covering the major expenses. The idea of pursuing personal passions while expecting a partner to shoulder most of the financial responsibility raises obvious questions about fairness. Real independence means accepting both the freedom to make your own choices and the responsibility that comes with them, including things like health insurance, retirement planning, and everyday living expenses. A balanced relationship works best when both people share the load instead of expecting one person to carry it all.
Being a single girl in this economy is hard. Either you go on the dating apps or you meet someone in the wild. But every time I go into the wild, I'm spending at least like $150 to leave my house. And the time I spend in the wild, the whole time I'm just thinking about how much I want to go back home. Yeah, that costs me $150 like every single time. I was telling my friends, I was like, I am about to start calling these bars and I'm like, can you put my picture on like a big screen? And then like if any man at the bar is interested in getting to know me, they can like be like, hi, I am. And then the bar can let me know like you have 5 contenders here. And I just go to the bar and then I meet them and then I come home. Wouldn't that be so simple? Wouldn't that make my life so much easier, and your life and our lives and all of our lives? Imagine if bars had that feature. They're like, these are the single ladies that want to come to the bar this night. Does anybody love them? Do you love them? And the boys are like, we love them. We would love to date them. And then you can go to the bar and you can find the love of your life and you can get married and live happily ever after. And then we can stop going out and spending $150.
This has to be one of the most transparent attempts at turning dating into a financial screening process. Instead of getting to know someone naturally, the priority seems to be figuring out what they're worth before even making the effort to meet. Listen to the way she frames it. It's less about finding a compatible partner and more about securing someone who can take over the bills. That's not building a relationship. That's outsourcing financial responsibility. Guys are becoming more aware of these dynamics, and many have decided they're no longer interested in proving they're nothing more than a paycheck. If staying home saves at $150, then maybe that's a choice to make, because fewer men are lining up to compete for the role of personal ATM.
This is just going to be a little rant about how this country hates single people. You cannot succeed in this country if you're a single person, I swear. So I'm trying to move out of where I live now. I have a terrible living situation. And it's impossible. It's literally impossible for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house or apartment Everywhere I have looked near me is starting out at $1,200 to $1,400. How much is it for a 2-bedroom though? Starting out $1,200 to $1,400. So if I had a second person, this would probably be way easier. Not to mention you cannot even have pets at any of these places. How y'all gonna allow children that will absolutely do damage? But my cats who sleep all day, they can't come? And then Verizon, I need you to count your days. I'm supposed to be paying $85 for unlimited everything. Somehow though, my bill is always $99. And I just got an email a few days ago telling me that my plan is gonna be raised by $4. So I still have a $100 phone payment. So then I was looking to change phone providers because no, but that's pretty much the price anywhere for one line. Now, if I were to sign up and get 4 lines, it would be $100. So I can pay for 1 line, which is $100, or I can get 4 for $100. Make it make sense. What the hell? So they're making it to where you cannot survive this economy by yourself. And I don't like people. So like, I don't want people in my space all the time. I'm living with a nightmare roommate right now, and I am miserable. So I know everybody else has gotta be.
She's struggling with a roommate, can't afford a place on her own, and even her phone bill has become a source of stress. So, who do you think she's looking to solve those problems? A man. Instead of seeking a genuine relationship, it can come across as looking for financial stability through dating. Fellas, when someone constantly talks about how impossible it is to survive alone, pay attention. Make sure they're interested in building a real partnership, not just looking for someone to help cover the rent, pay the bills, or add their name to the phone plan.
It is a man's job for him to provide for his wife. Anything outside of that is charity. Let me cook for a second. It is a man's job to provide for his wife. If you are doing anything for a woman that is not your wife, right? That's charity work. Why are you putting groceries in a home that you don't live in? Why are you paying bills in a home that you don't live in? Why are you paying the car note on a car that you don't have access to? Why are you getting hair done, nails done, feet done, and it doesn't belong to you? It is your job to provide for your wife. If you are spending any amount of money on any woman, it's because you want to do it and it's charity work. And so if she takes your money and gets dialed up and dances away with the next man, that's on you. If you pay her rent up to 6 months and in 3 months she decides she doesn't want to talk to you anymore or she wants to bring other men in that house, that's on you. If you're paying her car note and she got another man driving the car, that's on you. If you're paying her phone bill but it's other men contacting her on that phone, that's on you. It's charity work. You're a charity organization at this point. If she's not yours, what are you doing, goof?
If you're paying the bills for a house you don't even live in, you're not building a relationship. You're funding someone else's lifestyle. That's the wake-up call more men are starting to recognize. With the cost of living climbing, some people may look to dating as a way to ease financial pressure instead of building a genuine partnership. That's why it's worth paying attention to intentions before making long-term commitments. Protect your finances, focus on your own goals, and reserve your provider mindset for someone who's equally invested in building a lasting relationship. A healthy partnership is about mutual effort, shared responsibility, and supporting each other, not one person carrying the entire financial load. What we're seeing today is a shift in expectations. Economic pressure has made it harder for everyone, and conversations about independence, relationships, and financial security have become more complicated. The key isn't to assume the worst about anyone. It's to choose partners whose actions match their words and who are willing to contribute, communicate, and grow together. If you enjoyed this discussion and want more content on relationships, culture, and modern dating, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload.